morning. I'm Larry Steinhouse, and welcome to Money Chat Now. Money Chat Now is a politically charged stock market pre-show giving you the politics of the day and the biggest moves in the stock market. It is presented with comedic common sense and just the right amount of sarcasm by an expert in financial literacy. And hey, that's me, Larry Steinhouse. Today is October 4th. Hey, I want to welcome you to the show. I'm so glad to be back. I've been away for a couple of days, about a week, a little over a week, and I missed you guys. We are here live on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and you can also find repeats of the show on Rumble and Spotify. Please search Money Chat Now and Larry Steinhouse, and then you can follow me there as well. And of course, if you'd like to connect, please go to contactlarry.com. That's contactlarry.com, and then you will find my social media connections, my email, my text message information, and you can even set up an appointment with me if you want to talk to me. Just a reminder, if you're watching online, everybody hit that like button and hit that share button. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. And you can also find Money Chat Now and the Larry Steinhouse Show on Spotify. So please go there and subscribe as well. Hey, you can comment live during the show on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And please say hi so I know you're watching. Hey, if you haven't joined the Money Chat Now fan page on Facebook, please do that and make sure you can always see the show. If you like the Money Chat Now fan page, you can still view the show when I'm in Facebook jail. And, you know, that kind of happens often. It's the only place I can transmit when I'm in Facebook jail. So please also go to Money Chat Now page, like it there, and you'll never miss a show due to the Facebook or fascist book censors. All right, on today's show, we're going to be talking about the market recap. We're going to be talking about student forgiveness trouble, our housing prices normalizing, and we're going to talk about cars and car inventory. So real quick, I want to say hello to a couple people online that have been coming in. Oh, it looks like a whole bunch of people. Thank you so much. It looks like we got Sandra. And we've got Peter and Tom and my lovely wife Linda and Joe. And Joe said he misses us. Aw. We have John and we have James and we have Tommy and Mark. Thank you guys for watching. I totally appreciate you guys. Let everybody know we're back here live so they can watch the show, share it, let everybody get back on here. All right. Money Chat Now, of course, is brought to you by Investor Schooling. And you can attend a complimentary class this Thursday by going to investorschooling.com. I tell you what, this Thursday is going to be a really good class. We're going to be doing a case study about a title company that screwed up a deal so badly that they had to come back crawling back on their knees. So we'll talk about that. It's actually it's going to be a good topic. Hey, I want to thank the following people again for sharing the page the past few days. Even though I was away and you guys were sharing the repeats, I truly appreciate it. It looked like Art shared it, and it looked like Mitchell shared it, and also Mike and Ken shared it. Thanks so much, and Betsy shares it as well. I really appreciate you guys. Please click the share button now under the video, share it on your timeline, and let other people know that you're enjoying the show. And also you can share it in groups or on your own page. All right, let's talk about what's going on in the world right now. Oh, my goodness. Look, are you enjoying the roller coaster ride? Unbelievable, right? The Dow tumbles 500 points on Friday, only to recover 800 points plus yesterday. All right, stop it. Stop the ride. I want to get off. Well, September ended the way September usually ends. It ended terribly. Actually, the only problem was it was worse than I expected. That was the real problem. And of course, the worst part for me was Carnival Cruise Lines. When the earnings report came in on Friday, and it was awful, it looked like the debt load is really a big problem for them. I will tell you right now that at $7 a share, this stock is an amazing opportunity. But it does have a lot of risk. So the first thought is, of course, can the company go out of business? Can they go bankrupt? And the answer is probably not. So a lot of people ask me this question, do you think it's going to go bankrupt? I really don't think it's going to go bankrupt. But the real risk is not the bankruptcy if you're buying the stock. The real risk is going to be the fact that they may do a reverse split. So at the current price of $7 a share, the stock doesn't feel like it can go down much more, and it probably won't. It can only recover, get bought, or the third choice is, of course, do a reverse split. And the reverse split option worries me. Let's say they do a 10-to-1 reverse split. That would make the share prices worth about $70 at the current price. Now, the shares look healthy at $70 a price. You know, just to normal people, it just looks healthier at $70 a share. In fact, if they cut in half again, the stock would be at $35 a share. And mentally, this might not scare the investors as bad as $3.50 a share, or even the current price of $7 a share. I got to tell you, I panicked out on my shares on Friday. Frankly, I had enough, but I did replace them, believe it or not, with $5 strike price calls for January 2025. I paid about $4.50 for it. I figure if the stock comes back to just 10, I might recover some of my money. I do realize we're going into recession, and that might make cruising, out of the reach of some budgets. but I still have high hopes for the company. In fact, I kind of wish I had $1 million right now to just sit in the stock market for just a few years. I tell you, the stock will eventually go to 30 or 40 again. It's just a matter of time. It might be 2 years, it might be 5 years, it might even be 10 years. But if you dropped $1 million and hit 30, that would be a pretty good return in 10 years. We also, of course, have all the cruise lines ending the stupidity of the COVID restrictions. There will be no vaccine mandates or tests or any of that nonsense, and they will go back to common sense rules like, wash your hands, and if you're sick, don't get on a cruise ship. Like it used to be. The big winners yesterday, once again, were energy companies. I don't know. I just don't get this one. Marathon Oil was up over 10%, APA was up over 9%, and Devon Energy was also about 8%. It kind of looks like the tech plays are coming to an end, and we are back to basics like energy and food. It may be the trend for the next 5 years, or maybe it's just a temporary thing. Meta is still, or was sitting yesterday, I should say, below 140, and that still surprises me. If it sits here too long, 125 and even 99 is possible. But Meta has basically killed themselves with how they treat their users. I hardly comment on posts anymore. I don't know if you guys are into Facebook. I hardly comment on posts anymore because I fear Facebook jail. I've noticed more and more ads, however, so that might be a good thing. It might make the quarter very profitable. I'm going to talk about that again at the end of the show. As a speculation play, I think Meta is a great play right now. Apple is also beaten down by many of the news feeds, and the news is reporting that iPhone sales are slowing and that the App Store is also slowing. I got to tell you, I found before that when this happens, when articles like that come out, it usually means that the money managers are just trying to beat down the stock price to buy it up and then profit over earnings. So I don't really think it's a problem. Just as a recap for September, the Dow dropped 8.8% in September. That's a lot. And the S&P lost 9.3%, and the NASDAQ was down over 10%. That's a really rough month. So the 30-year Treasury bond also dropped yesterday because of the rally. Sometimes I wonder which price affects which price first. I've noticed, of course, that several of the foreign markets were on fire last night, and it appears that Wall Street's rally yesterday carried over to the other markets. It might be a good indicator that the worst is over for now. Typically, we should be moving in the right direction as we approach earnings. So hopefully it will play out just as it should. All right, let's see what the market has in store for us today. Let's take a look at the futures. I mean, look at this. It's pretty great. The Dow is up 375. Then S&P is up 60, and the Nasdaq's up 222. That's pretty good. So, it might not be a bad day at all. All right, real quick, couple of people joining us online. I want to make sure I say hello to them. It looks like we've got Ken. Oh, Ken, the Democrat's here. All right, hey, Ken. We've got Jose coming in from YouTube. We got James coming in from YouTube. James says, "Hi, Larry. Glad you're back. Not a moment too soon." We got Mike saying hi. We got my brother saying he's back. All right. And Ken is saying, "Get your vax now." No, Ken, I prefer life over death, so I did not get my vaccine. We got Charles saying there, and of course we got Michael saying hi too. All right, let's get into the next story. Let's talk about the student forgiveness trouble. Hey, by now you know that Biden has decreed that $10,000 of student loan debt will be forgiven for those who have student loans with the government. Some of you screamed and yelled, and others embraced it. For those who watch the show, you know that I'm for it, but not for the reasons that the government did it, and especially not how they did it. I just like the idea that some people got relief from the predatory system that allows them to get this loan at 18 years old. Not to rehash all of this, but of course, not to rehash all of this, but there are a few lawsuits being filed that may stop or delay this political stunt by the government. According to Biden and the other Democrats looking to buy votes in the midterms, many should be able to apply for the student loan forgiveness this month. But the court challenges may change this. Here's the situation. First of all, Biden took advantage of the emergency order issued during the scamdemic and abused his power to forgive the students' loans. To me, this should be a crime. But hey, then again, if his kid can get away with stealing, embezzlement, drug use, drug dealing, child pornography, and other crimes, I guess the minor crime of stealing from the cookie jar known as the Treasury is still a pretty minor crime. So now we have the student loan forgiveness according to law. If a situation like forgiving hundreds of thousands of borrowers can affect someone financially, they can challenge the decision. So as many of you said, this is BS because I'm paying for this loan instead of the original borrower. in that it comes from my tax dollars, right? So here's what some smart attorneys have done to challenge the student loan forgiveness. 6 Republican-led states, Arkansas, Iowa, Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska, and South Carolina, all filed lawsuits to block Biden's action. State officials argue that the president doesn't have the power to issue nationwide debt relief without Congress. I completely agree with this one. This was a complete overreach of power. However, that we have seen in the last 3 years, more and more overreach of power by the government is not going to change. The problem is they can't win on this one. So basically, the Republicans say that they say this is an overreach, and they're definitely not going to win. All right, to forgive students' loan, it also needs to be an act of Congress, not a declaration by the dictator. But because of his emergency powers, the dictator will get away with it. Here's the second part of the lawsuit that may do some damage to Biden's plan. The officials are also claiming that this policy would harm private companies that service some of the federal student loans by reducing their business. If it can be proven true, then they would need to go through Congress, or the president would have to use another legal order to make the service companies whole again. So there's another challenge over taxes. Because these loans are being forgiven tax-free, the attorneys are arguing that the tax burden is being shifted to the taxpayer, as we said earlier. Like, I know you're all on the edge of your seats right now saying, the student loan forgiveness will never happen because of these lawsuits. Well, the reality is these lawsuits are kind of weak. The attorneys would have to prove that the actual damage in actual figures. The problem is that they won't be able to do this. They can't quantify the actual damages, and the damages are appearing to be pure speculation. But here's the only good news that might happen from this lawsuit. The student loan forgiveness may be delayed about a month or two, and that would make the bribe to try to keep the Democrats in power a little less effective. On the other hand, a challenge like this could also extend the student loan payment pause that's been in effect for 3 years. You know, we'd think that now that Biden, who officially declared that COVID is over in an interview, he would end the emergency powers that have been enacted, right? But once the dictator has a taste of power, they won't give it up so easily. I did take a look at the student government loan website to see if I could find any guidance on how to apply for the forgiveness, and only information I found so far was to contact your loan servicer. So basically, they still haven't even figured out how this process is going to work, nor have they announced it or how it's going to work. So the scamdemic continues, and the scam president, along with his scam cabinet and his scam policies, will continue to scam America until we the people do something about it. 1 more month to Election Day. Make sure you do something. Try to stop the communists and the mob bosses in Washington from taking your freedom away. Rough. All right, let's take a quick break here. We'll see you in a minute.
Okay, so you thought about buying and selling real estate. You've thought about investing in the stock market, but don't know where to start. Well, what if you could find a place to unlock strategies to master both real estate and the stock market, all without the headache? That place is Investor Schooling, hosted by Larry Steinhouse, an expert in real estate, financial literacy, and the ins and outs of the stock market. You can attend Investor Schooling in person or online 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate, and you will learn mastery of stock techniques such as options and covered calls. You will even get a chance to ask one of your burning questions to the stock options sultan, the master of picks and plays. Call 866-424-2829 for free information and receive a complimentary pass to attend classes, or register online at investorschooling.com. Don't delay. These passes are limited. So what are you waiting for? Call 866-424-2829. That's 866-424-2829. Or visit investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com.
All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse. And of course, if you'd like more information on Investor Schooling, you can go to investorschooling.com or call 866-424-2829. That's 866-424-2829. Hey, I want to welcome you back to the show. We are here live on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And you can also find repeats of the show on Rumble and Spotify. Hey, please search Money Chat Now and Larry Steinhouse on Spotify. Like and subscribe there as well. And of course, if you'd like to contact me directly, you can go to contactlarry.com. That's contactlarry.com. And there you'll find my social media connections, my email, and my text message information. That's contactlarry.com. All right, so far we talked about the market. How cool is the market? That, you know, it drops 500 points, goes up 800 points yesterday, and it's already up about 350 points or 388 points already. That's amazing. We talked about student forgiveness trouble, and look, I'm going to tell you right now, these student loans are going to be forgiven because it's not going to be easy for them to fight it, and at the same time, why would they want to fight it? It's going to happen anyway, and all they're going to do, the Republicans will just hurt themselves by trying to fight it, because if you're a Republican or a Democrat, you get the 10,000. All right, let's get into, we're going to be talking about housing prices normalizing, and we're going to be talking about car inventories, and of course, we're going to be talking about today's picks and plays. But first, did you guys hit that like button yet? Did you guys hit that share button? Hey, leave me a comment to say hi, if you haven't already, of course. And once again, hey, by the way, just so you know, leaving a comment is the only way I can know you're watching, so please like and share as well. And don't forget to order my new book called Money Hacks. And if you ordered it, please leave a review on Amazon. I totally appreciate you guys. There's about 25 reviews on Amazon right now and about 18 reviews on Barnes & Noble. I appreciate you guys leaving those reviews. All right, let's talk about housing prices. Hey, we all know that housing prices soared in the past 2 years. Some say it was pent-up demand, and others say it was simply inflation. Either way, the housing market was on fire. Look, we heard the stories of houses, that were selling for $50,000 over or more, and how houses were sold in just a few hours after being listed. Well, it's certainly not the case any longer, but is the housing market a problem for sellers? We all know that sometimes it's a seller's market, other times it's a buyer's market. And in a buyer's market, the buyers get great deals, and of course, in a seller's market, the sellers feel like they hit the lottery. As an active real estate investor, I tend to keep my finger on the pulse of the market. My personal opinion is that we're kind of in a transition moment. Yes, the market is moving, and, it's going to be moving into a full-out buyer's market, but we aren't quite there yet. Using New York City as a guide, a recent article claimed Manhattan apartment sales fell 18% in the third quarter. The article blames raising mortgage rates and the declining stock market prices as the reason that the New York City housing prices and sales are lowering. It makes sense to me, honestly. But is it a real problem, or is it just in the heads of buyers and sellers? Real estate brokers across New York are just saying that the market has normalized. I really like that word. They say it's normalized. They say that buyers and sellers are still active, and sellers are responding to higher mortgage rates with lower listing prices. The average discount or the sale compared to original listing price, basically was 7%. So houses are selling for 7% less than asking price. And that's basically, it used to be 5.6% less than asking price. So it's really not that big of a deal, unless they're lowering the prices substantially before they list them. These numbers are kind of optimistic. The question is whether they will stay that way. Many ask me for my opinion about what's to come. I'm going to tell you what my answer is. We're not going to have a 2008 scenario, or at least not yet. We're going to have many newbie investors realize that they made many mistakes and didn't have a clue. We're also going to have, many first-time home buyers who bought houses with little money down using FHA loans, and these buyers are going to go into default. We're also going to have mortgage moratorium that ended a few months ago, and the student loan moratorium that will be ending, putting pressure on young homeowners. This will cause default situations. So what does it mean to you and I? Well, to me, it brings opportunity to buy more investment properties, and it may bring the same to you if you know how to buy these properties. Look, if you're worried that your primary residence is going to go down in value, my suggestion is just not worry. As long as you like your house and you're comfortable there and you can make your payment, just relax and enjoy your house. If you're worried that your investment property will go down in value, well, I'm going to tell you right now, that means you bought it wrong. As long as the property cash flow is positive, it really doesn't matter what the value is. Look, if you're in the middle of a flip and you expected a certain price for your home, well, you might be in a little trouble here. Look, people always say, when's a good time to buy? And the answer is always now. As long as it's a profitable deal, that is. I mean, I would find deals in any market, and you should be able to learn how to do that as well. All right. Let's talk about cars. Real quick, I just want to mention something real quick. So I was in Florida last week, for the hurricane, and, and my brother Seth just put up something really good. He said, please help the recovery efforts in Florida. So if you guys can to do anything at all that you can do for Florida, I think that would be a really good idea. So do what you have to do. All right. There's all kinds of charities under there. Maybe you could even go down and volunteer. All right. We just talked about housing, and we might as well bring up the other hot topic of cars. It appears that car sales are also beginning to show signs of slowing. A year ago, supply chain problems caused the automobile industry to slow down manufacturing and cause a huge supply and demand issue for many car buyers. Well, with the influx of electric cars in the market, many of the manufacturers started to build more and more EV cars as well. Well, now that the supply chain is getting better, the automobile dealers are about to have a major problem. Many of them will have the opposite problem of last year. They will actually have too much inventory. Many buyers are going to have difficulty buying cars as the interest rates continue to increase. It appears also that auto manufacturers are starting to slow and their stock prices are starting to crack substantially. Even Tesla just announced that they delivered less cars than expected last quarter. They were shy of analyst expectations of about 20,000 deliveries. Tesla's stock recently split 3 for 1 and is now trading at about 250. Now Ford, which was trading about in the 20s about a year ago, the high 20s, mid 20s, I should say, about a year ago, has reset back to the normal range of about 12, which is about 50% down. Actually, more than 50% down. Other companies like GM have had the same stock price pop a year ago and now in the normal range. GM is about 34 now, and Tesla is only down about 25. But if you remember, the rest are down more than 50%. By the way, this should be a sign that Tesla's stock will fall below 200. I really believe it's going to fall below 200 shortly. But Tesla has never been a normal stock, so that's the only thing that's weird. Rivian, the new guy in the block, has had, they've had some good reports, and the company should be delivering their trucks as promised. This stock was at a ridiculous level when it first went IPO, but at the $35 range, which it is now, it may be a play. As far as car prices go, I would expect to see some deals coming up, and if you waited to buy one, you might get lucky, and if you were thinking about selling a used car, well, it might be the last time that it'll be worth what you think it'll be worth. I'm also wondering what the Carvana, you guys ever see this Carvana carb jukeboxes, I guess you want to call them? I wonder what they're going to become when that company goes out of business, because they're going to go out of business. It might be a good storage place for show cars. I'm going to watch them closely. I might want to pick one up. All right, let's take a quick break, and we'll come back on the other side. We'll talk some more. Hi, I'm Larry Steinhouse, and one of the most misunderstood things in America is money. That's why I've written this book. It's called Money Hacks, because everything you think you know about money is wrong. And I'm telling you, everything you think you know about money is wrong. When you read this book, you will learn things about money that you did not know. You will even learn if money can buy you happiness. I have a full chapter dedicated to that. You're going to definitely want to read that. I talk about how to use other people's money to buy real estate. I talk about how to save more money, and I even talk about how to rebuild your credit score in this book. There are 22 amazing chapters in this book. This book is now available everywhere. It's available on Amazon. It's available on barnesandnoble.com. And you can order this book right now, and you'll have it in 2 days, and you'll start learning things about money that you never knew before. So order the book right now. Go to Amazon, go to barnesandnoble.com, and order the book, Money Hacks by Larry Steinhouse. Right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse. By the way, would you like to be a sponsor of this show? Hey, your name and product will be delivered to hundreds of loyal listeners and watchers of this show. As you know, we're expanding our base every day, and if you'd like to get your product or service out to my audience and help keep the show on the air, hey, I'd love to have you as a sponsor. Just reach out via Messenger or contact me at contactlarry.com. That's contactlarry.com. By the way, you guys know we have a Spotify channel. That's right. You can subscribe to the channel and listen to all the reports. They're broken out for your enjoyment. Look up Money Chat Now on Spotify and subscribe. Oh, my goodness. We have so much chatter going on between Michael and Ken the Democrat. Michael, you can't convince a Democrat to think. Don't worry about it. They just do their own thing. They just think that the whole world is, anti-Trump. All right. Anyway, we've been talking about, of course, We've been talking about student forgiveness trouble. We talked about housing prices and car inventory. Coming up, we have today's picks and plays. But did you guys hit that like button yet? Did you guys hit that share button? Tell all your friends about the show. Let them know it's both entertaining and educational. Excuse me. Please share on your page or in groups that you feel may enjoy the show. All right, looks like it might be another good day in the market. Yesterday, of course, was stellar. And look, the end of the dead zone rally looks like it just took an extra week, and that might not be so uncommon. We certainly have a few plays that should really do well over the next few months. I've been saying this over and over again. Meta is a favorite right now. At today's price of 140, the stock is probably going to go to 160 in the next 30 days. Earnings is coming, and they should do all right. I'm seeing more and more mainstream ads on Facebook. I actually saw an ad for Disney World on Facebook. I was surprised. And the other day, I also saw more ads per feed than usual. So that could be a good sign. The problem, of course, is going to be user engagement and the loss of users. So they may report a great profitable quarter, but they're going to find that user engagement might be down. Between competition and the fear of Facebook jail, less and less users are on the platform. I also like Alphabet, the owners of Google. The stock price is right at about 100, and I think the stock will also rock into earnings. Apple would be my next choice. Apple has a business model that can't be beat. The subscription services alone hold this company into eternity. I mean, it's just an amazing company. When you add the products and streaming services they offer, they're going to own the world along with Amazon. Amazon, by the way, is not a favorite stock of mine right now, though. I think the evaluation is too high, and I think the company is going to see more and more serious hurdles now that they can't benefit from the scamdemic any longer. All right, let's take a quick look at the futures. Let's see what today's going to bring, and let's talk a little bit about what's going on. All right. So we have the Dow is up 400, we have the S&P up 63, and we have the NASDAQ up 230. That's pretty good. So it might not be a bad day at all. We'll have to see how it plays out. I'm going to expect some profit taking right around 2 o'clock. So whatever the market goes up to today, expect it to drop down a little bit from 2. If it's up, 400 or 500 points, it might only close up 200 points. If it's only up 200 points, it might actually even close up negative. So watch it. Watch it this afternoon. My guess is there's going to be a lot of profit taking. All right, on the crypto scene today, Bitcoin is about 20,000. Ethereum is right around 1350. And I'm telling you, they're just benefiting from the rally in the market. But as I've cautioned in the past, get out of crypto. It's going to go bad. It's going to go really bad. Really, really, really bad. If you think 68 to 20 is bad, well, 20 to 5 is going to be really bad. Silver surprised me yesterday when it popped $1.50. I was like, whoa, look at that. Now it's just under 21, and a week ago it was headed for 17, so that's pretty good. Gold is about 1,700 right now. I actually think gold is the better buy at the moment. If you wanted to buy as an investment, I like the idea of buying silver because I can use it for buying milk in the zombie apocalypse. All right, Treasury bonds are right around 3.5%, and it may be the part of the rally yesterday, maybe what's going on today. The rally of the stock market will rally when the bond rate is low. Also, oil is about $85 a barrel. It's a far cry from where it was just 6 months ago, and the average gas prices now, it just went up a little bit to $3.82, and it's probably because of the hurricane. All right, of course, as always, I want to thank you all for watching Money Chat Now. I'm hoping you guys all join me once again today. We're here every morning at 7:30 on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and you can find repeats of the show on Rumble and Spotify. So keep on watching. I totally appreciate you guys. Keep sharing it. My name is Larry Steinhouse. I am the host of Money Chat Now. I am the CEO of Investor Schooling. And remember, you can contact me directly at contactlarry.com. That's contactlarry.com, and there you can even make an appointment with me if you like. All right, everybody, have some fun, and make it a profitable day.